Okay, so I haven't done too much since the last video. I've done stuff, but I haven't done a ton that's like visual. I've added a decent amount of spells. I think I have like 9. Not a lot, I know. Like I think last time I had like 3. And now I only added 6. But I didn't want to just like start adding a bunch of spells before I knew what enemies there were going to be. And I also don't exactly know how we're going to balance things yet. I have a lot of worries about balancing a spell because there's the cost, the average amount of characters per requirement text. I don't know. There's stuff that I'm gonna have to figure out at some point, but I didn't want to do it just yet. Anyway, I guess I'll just show what there is now. I'll run and then debug. Starting off, you're going to be in this screen. This screen is going to be the same every time. This is pretty much the start new game room. You get 3 spells you can choose from. You're guaranteed to be able to buy at least 2 of them, and these will be your starting spells. I plan on adding one here once I get the another color involved. But anyway, all spells are shown on these little like sheets of paper. They're supposed to look like they're ripped out of the spell book. Little money counter there, and you can just buy them. I'm gonna grab Toxic Swipe. I'll get Frostbite because I never get it. And yeah, that's how you would buy stuff. It would be nice to have some more visual flair, but that's that. And then if you want to look at your spells, you can actually go over to the spell book here, click on it, comes up to the front, and now you can look at your spells. I plan to add more stats over here, like damage or healing if it does healing, or what conditions does it apply to an enemy. Just other stats beyond just the description. But yeah, you can go down here, you can remove it, get rid of it if you want. Um, in the start new game room, it will like refund you. But yeah, that's I'm pressing Q and W. That's that there. You can just click away, and it goes back down. And then you can go over to the battle, and we can start a battle. We've added one new enemy, and it's the goblin there. He's a nasty little boy. He steals your money and then retreats back. Right now, he can't really lose any money, which is fantastic. But he'll still hit you and then retreat. Um, One thing that I've done to enemies is I'll just pause here. To the actual enemy structs, I have added range. The range is pretty much at what index or at what position on the battlefield they can attack from. So it will go 0 to 3, pretty much. Continue. 0 is this slime right here. He is like, I should actually make this full screen. He's at the front. So his range is actually 0. He can only attack if he's here. The goblin can also only attack if he's here. And some enemies can attack from the second, some from the third, some from the fourth. And that's how range works. I eventually want to add it so that the player can like summon like little helpers to fight with him, and then there will be like a player list of entities here, and the range they have will also depend at what index they can hit the player characters. Yeah, anyway, just start this. You start typing to begin. Yeah, this spell book, this spell, the green one, what it does is hit either the front, like the index 0 or the index 1 enemy. It's a bit random. But I have noticed it's kind of just the best one because I made it so that it's really quick to type and it also can just hit multiple people. It's kind of good. But anyway, you can kind of see what the goblin's going to do here when he hits. Like once this ability charges, smacks us and then retreats. I really want to make enemies dynamic and move around a ton, so I'm probably going to do quite a bit with that kind of thing. I also want to make Oh wait. Oh no, I can't type. Okay, you know what? I've typed this one out millions of times. Uh, yeah. Anyway, and we get the little review thing. We see how much money we made, and then we get a little animation on the coin bag over here. And that's how battles will go in general at low levels, and eventually they'll become cooler. I plan on adding spells that will shift enemies around, like the player can move enemies around. Um, I plan to add more conditions. Speaking of which, I can show what conditions do. Do I have the? I don't have the money to show conditions. Okay, we'll just quickly breeze through one more. But anyway, enemies and the player can take on conditions like burn or poison or cold, and they all do different things. That the idea is you can like combo conditions, or they allow you to do other things with other spells. Right now we just have the ones I said. Burn is damage over time. Poison is a vulnerability effect where um, the inflicted enemy takes extra damage. Yeah, applies one stack of poison. Vulnerability. I'm very creative with naming of spells. Yeah, lingering flame. I can show you this one. For condition spells, your accuracy is much more needed. Like, I think you need to have like 95% accuracy to be able to apply a condition right now for most conditions. Destructionis. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the level 3 slime has resistances to fire, so that one wouldn't actually have killed it. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. We have a little loading screen there with the little twirling fireball. But yeah, that is what we've added. A lot of setup for things. Conditions. Uh, I have bleed, which is just damage over time that doesn't wear off. That's setting up for like the next few enemies, like vampires and werewolves. I have some plans for other types of enemies, like if I go to the sprite sheet here, I have these two skeletons. We're gonna add those in next because they don't require any conditions. Um, I have another type of goblin. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. Um, for the shop, this shop manager, pretty much whenever we load a shop or the start room, we create one of these. And when we create it, we can have a set of guaranteed spells. So when you do a start new game, like when we launch this demo, it will always show us the same three spells. Like if I run it real quick, you get Toxin Swipe, Firebolt, Frostspike. If I run it again, we're going to get the same thing. Toxin Swipe, Firebolt, Frostspike. Those will be the starting spells, so whenever we load that room, we just put them into here, and we're guaranteed those, and then it'll do its thing. Um, it's essentially the same way the battle manager works, how the battle manager gets random enemies based on certain parameters like maximum and minimum level of the enemy, amount of enemies, and then guaranteed enemies that are already in there, stuff like that. The shop is going to do the same thing. Mainly because for boss enemies, I want to give you like a reward for killing bosses. So one thing that could be is exclusive spells you only get from defeating a certain guy. Like you can only start inflicting bleed if you kill the leader of the vampires or something. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly yet how it's going to go. I'm still trying to figure out how the progression should work. Like, is it just we increase the challenge rating every battle by 2, and then you just go forever, or should it be more like levels where you go along a set path progressing through the world and then eventually fight people. I don't know. We'll figure it out because right now we're still kind of working on base mechanics. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Going forward, I think I'm going to be adding more enemies and more spells. Well, okay, I shouldn't start with those. I'm going to be doing that pretty much forever, adding enemies and spells. That's the fundamental aspect of the game. The actual thing we're going to work on next is going to be a nice main menu because I really want an easy way to test spells. Right now, I have one annoying way where if I hit Control Alt T, I now toggle training mode, and I can just I go in and I have these training dummies who have just infinite health, and then I can just spam stuff at them to test what the spells do. But this is annoying because every time I go in here to test a new spell, I gotta set it in the game manager. So I'm gonna add a test room where the loading of the test room just shows you every spell, and you can just add all the spells you want to test and then go into here. And hopefully it doesn't crash. But yeah, so test room, main menu, and then of course this entire time I'm hopefully adding spells and enemies. Eventually we can start working on like how do you progress through the levels. Um, yeah, I don't know how in depth I'm going to go into all the objects I've added. Like, I don't think I will. But anyway, that's that. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm enjoying it. It's actually fun to work on, unlike No Free Lunch that I was working on back in September. But yeah, that's about it.